All right, let's simplify this statement down. We have a square root here and a cube root here. So it's the same thing as saying 2 x squared y cubed to the 1/2 power times 4xy squared to the 1/3 power. I can distribute this power into these powers. The powers, not the numbers, right? This is 4 to the 1, x to the 1. The same thing is true here. This is 2 to the 1, so I'm going to distribute into the power. That gives me 2 to the 1/2 times x to the 1, since 2 times 1/2 is just 1. And then times y to the 3/2 times 4 to the 1/2, or the square root of 4, which is just 2, x to the 1/2, and y to the 2/3. Okay, now this is just 2. 2 to the 1/2 power is the square root of 2 times x. And I have here the square root. Well, I'm going to leave it like this. I'm going to leave the powers like this. I think it's going to actually end up being easier to work with. This is just 2. This is the square root of x, and this is y to the 2/3. Okay, so rearranging this a little bit, I have 2x root 2x from these portions. And then I have like bases that are multiplying. So I'm going to add the exponents together. I have y to the 3/2 plus 2/3. I'm multiplying or adding fractions. I need to have common denominators. So I'm going to multiply by 3 over 3 and 2 over 2. That's going to give me 9/6 plus 4/6, or 2x root 2x. Y to the 9 plus 4 is 13/6. And so I could leave it like this. It's kind of a difficult statement because, like, how are you going to simplify it down any further? You already have a square root here. This is a 6th root, and the 6th root and the square root, you know, how are you going to simplify it? This one can actually be combined into a single statement to where we have just a base and the power, which might be a better way of doing it. The square root is the same thing as 1/2. I can distribute it into there. These are, of course, just 1. So I'm going to get 2 to the 1 plus 1/2, multiply like bases, add the exponents. 1 plus 1/2 is 3/2. So we get 2 to the 3/2, x to the 1, x to the 1/2. Again, they get x to the 3/2, and then y to the 13/6. What's nice about this is that we have a base with a power on there. And there's actually a couple of different ways you can get to this statement here. I just showed you one way. You could, of course, gotten common denominators here and then gone through that process. But you should always get back to this statement here. This is probably the best, simplest form of this expression.